If you've been following the hybrid war, you might have seen that one of the YouTubers who started it all, Goji Guy, recently made a video on an aquatic beast called Vex, a hybrid perfectly adapted for the ocean and supposedly impossible to take down. I thought I'd throw my hat into the ring and make something to challenge Vex, and I think I've done it. Before watching this video, please check out Goji Guy's vid to get some background information and see what my hybrid's fighting. There should be a link at the top of the description. And hello to you, Goji Guy, if you're watching this. I hope I didn't wait too long to post this and something else already got Vex. I'd also like to mention I've never watched Jurassic World. I know, surprising. So I have no idea if all this creature's traits match the rules of making hybrids. Anyway, please consider liking and subscribing, it helps out a bunch, and enjoy the video. Okay, so for this video I'm going to be laying out the animals used in this hybrid, then finally give my opinion on its abilities and make a plan of attack. Let's get into it. Ichthyotitan is the largest marine reptile to have ever lived, possibly 82 feet long, a massive ichthyosaur apex predator which hunted fish and other marine reptiles. It'll make a good base for our hybrid, especially combined with a sperm whale. Sperm whales are the largest toothed whales, as opposed to filter-feeding baleen whales like blue whales, with a diet consisting of squid, sharks, skates, and other marine life. So, Vex will certainly look appetizing. Pretty sure Goji Guy actually determined what its meat would taste like. Sperm whales are famed for diving deep to hunt giant squid, and while sperm whales are prey to orcas, this shouldn't be a problem against our lone hunter, Vex. Sperm whales and Ichthyotitan DNA will be combined to create a head that, while not proportionally as deadly as Vex, should be sufficient given our hybrid will likely be double Vex's size. Just to get this size as big as possible, let's also add blue whale to the mix, with the additional benefit that blue whales can actually be pretty fast in very short bursts. The next animal we're adding to this monster is a great white shark, but rather than adding in any of the obvious features, I'm going to be taking its amazing sense of smell, along with mixing in blacktip shark, which also have an incredible ability to sense flesh in the water. These two sharks will also be added to the tail of our hybrid, which mixed with Ichthyotitan should move side to side rather than up and down like most whales, and allow for faster muscle movements. This brings us to the next animal in the mix, the Indo-Pacific sailfish. Sailfish are incredibly fast, reaching speeds of 68 miles per hour. Now, our hybrid definitely can't go that fast, but the addition of a few new fins from the sailfish, along with a more streamlined body, which as you'll see will be needed later, and a huge fin on our hybrid's back should increase the maximum speed from just a lumbering whale. Although the sail might cause some drag as well, since it can't necessarily close, depending on whether the fish spines can be converted to bone. I'll leave that up to Goji Guy to allow or debunk. I was going to give our hybrid a sword as well, but I don't like the look, and the skull might have to be too heavily modified to make it effective. While we're adding fish, the alligator gur will be extremely useful for our hybrid, or a monster's currently lacking armor, which gurs have in abundance. Their long jaws look to me like they'll mix well with the current head structure of our hybrid, adding some length for catching Vex, although the teeth won't be included as I doubt they'll be good for biting through Vex's armor, even if they'd be good for grabbing her slippery hide. Speaking on defenses, there's one creature that was suggested by one of you guys' comments that I couldn't help but include. Hagfish, when attacked, release huge amounts of slime into the water which can clog up the gills of attackers. Now our hybrid won't be as dedicated to using this slime, lest it harm itself somehow, but I'll be including hagfish slime glands on most of the animal's body and the back of its tentacles, not the suction cups to avoid them becoming unable to grab Vex. This should cripple her in deep sea environments, rendering her gills ineffective if she bites the wrong area. The next creature we're adding is the only overlap our hybrid has with Vex, which is a saltwater crocodile. All I'm including is its temperature regulating abilities and adaptations for living in both fresh and salt water to chase Vex easier. Now, chasing Vex is one matter, but catching her is another, especially for our likely not very maneuverable huge hybrid. That's where the two final creatures come in, and this is a risky one. Squids are an underappreciated group, with giant and colossal squids reaching very impressive weights and sizes. For this hybrid I'm including giant squid along with the smaller Humboldt squid. Giant squids are obvious, with a huge size for a squid and extremely long tentacles. But Humboldt squids might be even more terrifying, earning the nickname Diablo Rojo or Red Devil among the fishermen. They can hunt in packs up to 1,000, grow up to 7 feet long, and reach 100 pounds. They're also cannibalistic and extremely aggressive, which we're adding to our hybrid along with the Humboldt's color-changing abilities. This camouflage could allow our hybrid to ambush Vex, along with confusing her orca brain with rapid pulses of color, or mock her with blocks of easily visible hues. This is another reason why I chose the crocodile gur for armor instead of a creature with thicker plates that might make the Humboldt's color-changing abilities impossible, or I suppose mess with the tentacles. Now, onto the giant squid. As you've likely seen from these drawings, I've I've given our hybrid 10 squid tentacles, a risky idea on my part as I have no idea how they'll mix with whale and reptile biology, perhaps ending in a hank. Although Vex does have gills, so it might not be impossible. I could add sea robin to the mix if their fin legs could be co-opted to make the tentacles more effective. Whatever the case, these tentacles would be boneless and fleshy, which means they'll drag behind the creature and won't work well as a set of jaws. Since giant squid essentially swim backwards and our hybrid doesn't, these tentacles will stick to the body while in motion or trail behind the creature. Squids have two types of limbs, arms and tentacles, which will serve different purposes for our hybrid. The 8 arms, the shorter limbs with suckers down the whole length, will be deployed if Vex has been caught in the jaws, to prevent her from escaping as easily. Technically, tentacle refers to specifically the 2 long limbs that only have suckers on the end, and our hybrid will use these to make up for its lack of maneuverability. If Vex is close enough, the tentacles can swing out and grab her. Even if she can tear the tentacles, the claws will have still cut her, allowing for our hybrid to track her blood in the water, and leave cool scars. "11 species have been added to this hybrid, creating what I believe to be a creature reasonably capable of hunting down and killing Vex. I was originally going to name this hybrid Scylla or Charybdis, after the monsters from the Odyssey, but it's more of a Cthulhu, isn't it? If I may be so bold. I can't just name her Cthulhu though, so I'll be dubbing this hybrid the Cthulhu Whale, or Cthulhu for short. Icthio Cthulhu? So, what are Cthulhu Whale's stats, strengths, weaknesses, and plan of attack? Size. Sperm whales are double the size of orcas, and if I recall, Ichthyotitan is about double the size of Vex's biggest reptilian component, which combined with blue whale should create a beast double or triple Vex's size. I don't remember exactly how large Vex is, but I don't want Cthulhu to be too big to swim fast. Speed. I'd say our hybrid is a little outpaced by Vex because of Cthulhu's size and the drag of her tentacles, but she should be able to put up a good chase. Maneuverability. This is where Cthulhu falls behind terribly, with her massive size proving a detriment, although her large fins might still allow for decent turns. Armor. The alligator gar's scales should offer decent protection, along with tentacles to grab attackers who get too close, and large fins to make biting the main body harder, not to mention the hagfish slime. Weapons. A massive set of reliable jaws should prove more than enough to kill Vex if she gets caught in them. She's built like a torpedo, compact and durable but still easy to bite. 2 descriptors are often used for torpedoes, and long tentacles should be able to do some damage to Vex. Camouflage. The Humboldt's color-changing abilities, if they still function, should prove more than sufficient for ambush. And if the sail can close, hiding will be even easier. Senses. An amazing sense of smell along with decent echolocation should prove useful in catching Vex. Intelligence. Cthulhu is definitely not as smart as Vex, given her incredible orca brain, but Humboldt squids and sperm whales are still very smart and should make for a far from stupid creature. Diet. Cthulhu probably eats whatever she can find, be it small whales, fish, or deep dives to catch giant squid, with a preference for blubbery mammals. Now, the Cthulhu whale has a few other strengths and weaknesses compared to Vex. In the deep ocean, I believe our hybrid has an advantage against Vex. Sperm whales and squid excel in deep sea environments, with sperm whales able to dive to depths of over 10,000 feet. Cthulhu's superior senses would also give her an advantage in dark waters. 2 weaknesses of Cthulhu are land and rivers, with her huge body unable to follow into narrow rivers and likely collapsing from its own weight on land. Worse than a beached whale. Or this poor guy. So, what's our plan of attack? First, track Vex. Cthulhu can use her echolocation and superb sense of smell to locate the target, then follow her. Stalk Vex for a while. To be fair, I suppose Vex will likely be studying Cthulhu back, which would be a good chance to taunt or scare her with Humboldt color changing. If she's in open water, ambush her. Take on a camouflage and try to bite her before she knows what's coming. If she catches on, give chase. Assume some bright hue or rapidly changing pattern to panic her. Grab the whimsical little creature with the tentacles if she dodges to the side, to at least spill her blood for continued tracking. If she goes into a narrow river system, Cthulhu might be done, but if she beaches herself, just wait in the water until she has to come back in. And if she stands and fights, well... Can this creature defeat Goji Guy's beast? Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. I'm hoping Goji Guy will see this, but who knows? Anyway, please like and subscribe if you're interested in these videos, and check out Goji Guy's original video if you haven't watched it already. And let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this. Anyway, thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.